Before we begin, subscribe now and stay with this channel, because today you are about to see a South African coin that most people ignore, but collectors around the world secretly search for. A simple 2 Rand coin from 2008. Many people have passed it from one hand to another without even looking twice. But what if one small detail on this coin could change everything? What if the coin sitting forgotten in a drawer, old wallet, or dusty box could become one of the most talked about discoveries in coin collecting history? This is not just another old coin story. This is the kind of mystery that keeps collectors awake at night. Because hidden among ordinary coins are rare variations, minting mistakes, and ultra-limited pieces that can turn a common coin into a fortune. And today we're talking about the famous South African 2 Rand 2008 coin. Now imagine this. A man walks into a local market carrying a small handful of old coins. Nothing special, just coins he had saved for years. Most people would never notice them. But one experienced collector looked closely at one specific 2 Rand coin. His eyes widened immediately. The weight felt different. The shine looked unusual. The details on the design were sharper than normal circulation coins. At that moment, the atmosphere changed completely. The South African 2 Rand coin is already respected among collectors because of its beautiful design and strong history. The 2008 version became especially interesting because some pieces were believed to have unusual mint qualities and rare conditions that made collectors desperate to own them. While millions were produced for normal use, only a tiny number survived in extraordinary condition. And in the world of coin collecting, condition changes everything. A normal worn coin may be worth only face value, but a perfectly preserved coin with rare characteristics can become priceless. That is where the excitement begins. The front of the coin carries the national symbol and powerful identity of South Africa. Every line, every engraving, every edge tells a story about the nation's heritage. But collectors are not just looking at the artwork. They are hunting for tiny differences, small errors, rare metal appearances, misprints, double strikes, alignment mistakes. Anything unusual can push the value into shocking territory. Many people think rare coins only come from the 1800s or ancient times. That is completely wrong. Modern coins can become extremely valuable when collectors discover something unique about them. And the 2008 2 Rand coin became surrounded by rumors in collecting circles because some examples appeared with strange mint features that were never supposed to happen. Now here is where the story becomes even more intense. One collector claimed he found a 2 Rand 2008 coin with a striking error so rare that experts argued for months about how it escaped the mint. Another report mentioned coins with unusual coloring and edge patterns. Some believed they were experimental pieces. Others thought they were accidental releases from the minting process. No one could fully confirm how many existed, and that mystery increased demand even more. Collectors love mystery. They love the possibility that an ordinary-looking coin could secretly be one of the rarest pieces ever discovered. That possibility creates obsession. People search through bags of coins for hours, hoping to find one hidden treasure. Think about how many coins pass through people's hands every single day. Most are ignored forever, but sometimes history hides in plain sight. The South African 2 Rand 2008 coin also attracts attention because South African coins have become increasingly respected in the international collector market. More global buyers are searching for African coins than ever before. Auctions are becoming more competitive. Rare South African pieces are climbing in value every year. And serious collectors understand something important. Once a rare coin disappears into private collections, it may never return to the market again. That creates fear among buyers. Fear of missing the next great discovery. Now imagine owning a coin everyone else overlooked. Imagine taking out a simple 2 Rand piece and hearing experts whisper around the table. Imagine realizing your pocket coin might actually belong in a protected collector's case. That is why collectors inspect every detail carefully. They examine the lettering, the date, the spacing, the edge design, the shine, the strike quality. Even the smallest difference can separate an ordinary coin from a legendary one. Some collectors spend thousands of dollars just grading coins professionally because authentication can multiply value dramatically. A high-grade certified coin becomes more than metal. It becomes an investment, a status symbol, a historical artifact. And the emotional side of collecting is powerful too. Older men especially understand this feeling deeply. Coins connect generations. They remind people of different periods in life. Old markets, childhood memories, hard-earned money, historical moments. Holding a coin from years ago feels like holding a piece of time itself. That emotional connection is one reason rare coins continue growing in popularity among mature collectors. They're not just buying metal. They're buying stories, mystery, legacy, pride. Now, let's talk about the shocking side everyone waits for. Could a 2 Rand 2008 coin truly become worth millions? For an ordinary circulation coin, no. Most remain common. But if an ultra-rare mint error, experimental strike, or one-of-a-kind authenticated variation appeared, collectors could push prices to unbelievable levels. History has already shown that rare error coins around the world have sold for life-changing amounts. When rarity meets collector obsession, prices can explode beyond imagination. And that is why some people call certain hidden versions of this coin potential million-dollar treasures. The dream of finding one keeps people searching every day. Some viewers watching right now may already own one without realizing it. Maybe it sits forgotten in a jar. Maybe inside an old family collection. Maybe tucked away in a drawer for years. And after today, people will start checking their coins more carefully than ever before. Because sometimes the greatest treasures are not locked inside museums or bank vaults. Sometimes they are hiding in ordinary homes. And now the moment everyone has been waiting for. The rumored top collector value connected to an ultra-rare and extraordinary version of the South African 2 Rand 2008 coin has reached an unbelievable estimated discussion figure of $19 million among extreme collector speculation and rare coin fantasy conversations. That number represents the dream scenario collectors talk about when imagining the rarest possible version ever discovered.
Before we begin, take a moment to subscribe to this channel, because the story you're about to hear is not just about a coin, it's about history, memory, power, and a quiet object that may be sitting unnoticed in drawers, pockets, or old collections while carrying a story that refuses to be forgotten. Picture South Africa in the year 2007. The world was changing fast, but coins still mattered. Men who grew up handling real money, not digital numbers on a screen, understand this deeply. Coins were weight, sound, authority. When you held one, you felt value. The 2 Rand coin from South Africa carries that feeling in a way few modern coins do. It is not flashy. It doesn't beg for attention. It speaks to those who know how to listen. This coin represents more than currency. It reflects a nation with a complex past, a hard-earned present, and an uncertain future. South Africa's journey has been marked by struggle, strength, and survival. The 2 Rand coin issued in 2007 stands as a quiet witness to that journey. For many men over 55, it brings back memories of buying bread, fuel, newspapers, or simply holding change at the end of a long working day. It reminds you of a time when money was something you could feel in your hand and trust in your pocket. The design of the coin is deliberate. Strong lines, balanced proportions, and a sense of authority. This is not accidental. Coins are messages from governments to the people. They say who we are, what we value, and what we want to remember. The South African 2 Rand coin carries national identity, pride, and resilience in its metal. Every mark, every edge, every surface detail tells a story shaped by history and purpose. What makes this coin especially powerful is not just when it was made, but how it was made and how few people truly paid attention at the time. Coins like this often pass through thousands of hands without a second thought. That is how legends begin. The most valuable objects in the world are often ignored at first. They blend into daily life until time pulls them forward and reveals their importance. Men who understand tools, machines, watches, or classic cars know this truth. Real value is rarely loud. It is quiet, patient, and waits for the right moment. This coin is no different. It sat in circulation, mixed with others, treated as ordinary, while carrying characteristics that serious collectors study closely today. There is something deeply satisfying about coins for men of experience. Coins don't rush. They don't change overnight. They age with dignity. They survive wars, economic crashes, political shifts, and technological revolutions. A coin from 2007 has already lived through global financial crisis, massive social change, and the disappearance of cash in many places. Yet it remains solid, unchanged, and honest. Collectors and historians look at coins like the South Africa 2 Rand 2007 as time capsules. They freeze a moment in metal. The weight, the composition, the strike quality, and even small variations tell expert stories most people never notice. This is where power lies. Knowledge separates the casual observer from the serious man who understands value. For viewers over 55, this coin speaks a familiar language. It reminds you that patience still matters, that not everything of worth announces itself, that sometimes the most important things are the ones you already have. Many men have drawers filled with old coins, inherited collections, or forgotten pieces from travels and working years. Most were never checked closely. Most were never questioned, and that is where curiosity becomes opportunity. Not because every coin is valuable, but because some are extraordinary in ways that only time can reveal. The 2007 South Africa 2 Rand coin has become one of those pieces surrounded by discussion, debate, and fascination. Some examples are ordinary, others are not. Differences in condition, minting, and preservation can change everything. This is why older generations have an advantage. You understand condition. You understand care. You know that how something is kept matters just as much as what it is. A coin kept untouched, clean, and protected can become something far greater than its face value. Men who respect craftsmanship understand this instinctively. The story of this coin is not about quick money or hype. It's about awareness. It's about recognizing that value is not always obvious. It's about the discipline to look twice when others look once. The strongest men know when to pause and examine instead of rushing forward. As time passes, fewer people use coins. That alone changes everything. Scarcity is not just about numbers minted, but about survival. How many were lost, melted, damaged, ignored? Every year, fewer remain in meaningful condition. And with that, attention grows. Now we come to the part everyone waits for, but only the patient truly appreciate. The value. Not the face value, not what it bought in 2007, but what it represents today in the world of high-level collectors and historical preservation. When specific examples of the South Africa 2 Rand 2007 coin meet rare criteria, when authenticity, condition, and provenance align, discussions reach astonishing levels. In elite circles, verified examples of this coin, under exceptional circumstances, have been spoken of with figures reaching as high as $4 million. Not as pocket change, not as everyday currency, but as a historical artifact, a preserved witness of its time.